Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name is Nia Rosalie and I'm a flight attendant. I also like to make travel content and lifestyle vlogs. So if that's your thing, stick around and subscribe to my channel because I'm going to be making so many cool videos for you all. So if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that you're planning to be a flight attendant or you already got hired as a flight attendant and you're waiting for your flight attendant training. And why not just familiarize yourself with some flight attendant common vocabulary words just so you can pass time. So I created 10 common flight attendant words for you to learn while you wait. Okay, so the first word I will share with you is hub or base. A hub is a central connecting point for airline flights. The hub is usually located in a larger city, so it can connect multiple different smaller cities to their destinations. And if you live in a smaller city, you probably will have to fly into an airline's hub if you want to fly to another smaller city. For example, if you live in Birmingham, Alabama, and you want to fly to Nashville, Tennessee, it's a small distance away. It's not that far from each other, but they're both technically smaller cities. So your connecting hub will be Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta hosts one of the biggest airports in the US, and it will take you to wherever you need to go. And hubs are different for all airlines because each airline controls different cities. Some airlines will have the same hub for themselves because it's just such a large city. There's lots of money and competition to be made. The next word is base. And base is a play off of a hub because it's usually a large city and you would be based there because they need multiple people to be able to work and manage all of those flights that's coming out of that city. For example, my base is in Los Angeles, and Los Angeles is a hub for my airline. It's also a hub for other airlines as well because California is such a large state that is home to a bunch of smaller cities, so Los Angeles is a very common hub for multiple airlines. So our next word is commuter. A commuter is someone who does not live in their base. For example, I live in Las Vegas, but I am based in Los Angeles, so I have to commute to go to work, so I am a flight attendant commuter. Okay, so the next word I have for you guys is red-eye. If you're someone who travels a lot and you fly a lot, you might know what red-eye means, but for me, I did not travel a lot, so I learned this word when I started flying. A red-eye is an overnight flight that gets in after midnight. So for example, I worked the Boston red-eye because I clocked in after 8 p.m. My flight left at 9 p.m. and I didn't land into Boston until 5 a.m., which means I worked overnight and I worked the red-eye. It's called a red-eye because your eyes will be red by the time you're done working or flying because you are sleepy. Red-eyes can be hard sometimes, but it can also be easy if you prepare for them. Like if you take a nap during the day, or if you drink an energy drink or coffee, then you should be okay for the red-eye. I am a night owl and I like working red-eyes. I don't necessarily ask to work red-eyes, but I will prefer working a red-eye over a 4 a.m. shift. No, I'm not a morning. I don't love working early mornings. So your next word is going to be deadhead. A deadhead is when you are at work, so you're clocked in, and you're flying to another destination, but you are not working that flight. You're basically just going from point A to point B. So you're flying somewhere, but you are not working that flight, so you are not the working crew, but you're still clocked in at work. So you're still getting paid. They just need to get you from point A to point B. So you can either continue working or you can go home. A deadheader and a commuter is not the same because when you are commuting, you are not clocked into work yet. You are either headed to work or you are going home from work. When you are a deadheader, you are clocked into work and the airline you're working for needs to get you from point A to point B. So you're making that money while you're either sleeping, you could be watching a movie, you can eat, you can do everything a normal passenger can do on the flight, but you making that money. Okay, so your next word I noticed is different per airline you work for. So at my airline, we called this word A-days. A-days can also stand for adventure days. And I know at different airlines, they call them working reserve. They use the word reserve. All of those words means you are on call. We call them adventure days, A-days for short, because you have no idea where you're going. You don't know if you're going to work or not and what time you're going to work or not. So it's spontaneous. It's an adventure for you. They tried to make it fun. I don't know why other people call it reserve. I probably should Google the word reserve. But anyways, some airlines have you on reserve for months. Your whole first year you can be on reserve, which I think is pretty crazy. I think that's a little insane, but hey, to each its own. My airline, we have 6 A-days out of the month, which I find to be a blessing after I learned that other airlines can have you on call for months at a time, years at a time. Since you are on call, if you're a commuter, you need to be in your base because they can call you starting at midnight. So for me, I live in Las Vegas. If I am on call, I have to fly to LA whether I'm working or not. I would need either a hotel room or a crash pad, and a crash pad is another word that I will tell you later on in the video, so keep watching. Okay, standby. Standby. This is what we say at my airline. I don't know if you guys use this at different airlines, but standby is basically being on short call. You're on call, but they need you at the airport because you are on standby if they need you. If they need you to work a flight like quick. So that could be somebody called in last minute and they need somebody right away to take over for them, or somebody's flight got delayed and they're not going to be in no more. So for my airline, when we are on standby, we are at the airport and our standby lasts 4 hours and 45 minutes. So after those 4 hours and 45 minutes are up, if they did not call us, we get to go home and we wait until the next day. If you're on A-days, you have 2 hours to get to the airport, or 3 hours if you're located in certain big cities like New York or Los Angeles, because you have been called into work. If you're at the airport on standby, they're expecting you to get to the gate right away because you're at the airport already. Okay guys, so we are a little bit more than halfway through. Tell me, comment below, are you already familiar with these words? Are these way too easy? Should I do a part 2 with harder words? You let me know, but don't forget, I still have more words to go. Okay, so my next word is A, or flight leader. And this has to do with what position you are working. If you are working A, or if you're working flight leader, that means you are in charge of the flow of the flight. You are not in charge of the people you are working with. There's a difference. We do not work with our managers or our bosses. So nobody is in charge of anybody. But for organization purposes, we do have leads, our A, or our flight leader, and they are the ones who controls the flow of the flight. If you're working A, and I like to work A sometimes because I just think it's a little bit easier, but for some people it's a lot harder and a lot more work. If you are working A and you are flight leader, that means you are working in first class and you are controlling the flow of the flight. You're making the announcement, and the other flight attendants have to report to you about whether they did their task or not, and so we can shut the flight door. You are the one who's talking to the pilots. I mean, everybody's going to talk to the pilots, but the pilots, you have to brief with the pilots, you have to brief with the gate agent. So you are the one who has the responsibility of making sure you are completing all the tasks in the flight. The flight leader will make a little bit more money than a person who's working a regular position because they have more responsibility. Okay, my third to last word is a crash pad. I said this word earlier, so if you guys are not aware, a crash pad is a house that is made for flight attendants or pilots, usually in-flight working crew. This house is a shared house, and sometimes you can have your own personal private room, or you are in a room with you and somebody else, or some crash pads even have rooms with like bunk beds, so there's like 2, 4, 6 of you guys all in one room. It sounds a little crazy, but being a flight attendant, you guys all work different hours, so it's super rare for all of the flight attendants to be in the same house at the same time. Probably like 1 or 2 of you guys, or just a few of you guys, but anyways, I've lived in a crash pad before, but I never lived in a crash pad that was like a bunk bed situation. I've been in a crash pad that was housed of 8 different flight attendants, and it was 2 flight attendants per room. Even that is kind of a lot for an introvert. Okay, since we are on the subject of crash pads, my next word is going to be a hotbed. Now, when I first heard this word, I was like, what is a hotbed? A hotbed is a bed that is hot because somebody just got out of it. For example, if you're in a crash pad and you are renting a hotbed, it's for flight attendants who are on probably opposite schedules. For example, you are somebody who works early in the morning, and there's also somebody who works overnight. So while you are sleeping, they are at work, and while you are at work, they are in that bed sleeping. You guys are sharing a bed, which makes it a hot bed because it's hot throughout the day because somebody is always in it. And for our last word of this video is a cold bed. A cold bed is your own personal bed. If you are living in a crash pad and you're renting a bed, you rent a cold bed, you are expecting nobody to be on this bed at any times while you are away. That is your bed that you pay to rent for however many months you plan on being at the crash pad, and nobody is allowed in your bed. So that is a cold bed. And again, these are 10 common flight attendant words for you to get familiar with while you are either applying to be a flight attendant, or you're waiting for training, or you're just somebody who knows somebody who works in the aviation industry and you want to be more familiarized when they speak to you. These were some common and basic flight attendant lingo, but if this video helped you, that makes me so happy. If you want to see more videos like this, comment below, and I will choose some harder, less common words for you to familiarize yourself with. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can see more videos like this. And don't forget to give it a like or a comment so your algorithm can send you more flight attendant content. Okay, see you in my next video. Bye. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it.